Hello, in this episode of the Health Coach Accelerator, we're going to talk about connecting your calendar to Genie Rocket so you can send people links to schedule time with you and create multiple types of calendars. So the first thing you're going to do is on the bottom left when you are logged in, you are going to click on Settings, and then we're going to click on Integrations. Now, it's different if you have a Google Calendar versus an Outlook calendar, so let's talk about Google first. So first on Google, you're going to select this big G icon. It's going to say Connect, and you're going to connect to your Google account, and it's going to be that simple. You're going to say which account you want to connect to. We'll give you all the options, really easy. When you are connected, it's going to have this little green icon here that says connected, and you're all set. If you are not on Google Calendar and you want to connect with Outlook, you're simply going to click on Profile under Settings, and at the very bottom left, you're going to see the options to connect to your Outlook calendar. And then as a new feature too, this is where you can actually connect to your Zoom account. If you want to connect to Zoom, you can do that here. So that's where you connect to Outlook. And then over here, you can see on the right under my profile settings, you can select your primary calendar. So when people are booking meetings with you, if you have multiple calendars, you can select your primary. And then which calendar is going to check for conflicts on for your primary calendar. So for me, I use my main calendar. If you have a main calendar you use, it's going to make sure when people are booking time with you, it does not conflict with another calendar event. So that's where you set up your primary calendar configuration. And then over here too, this is your user availability. So if you're using a team calendar, which I'll show you that too, this will say here's when I'm available, what dates, what times, what meeting location I want to use. If you're connected to Zoom, you can choose Zoom or Google Meet. That's all done here, and you can click Update Availability. So that's the first step of getting your calendar synced. So by now you should have your Google Calendar synced or your Outlook calendar synced. And if you want to pause this video and then restart it again once you have that integration done, that will be most helpful for next steps. All right, so let's say you've already got your calendar synced, whether it's Outlook or Google. The next step is actually creating your calendar links. So you're going to come up here under Settings. You're going to click on Calendars. And this is where you can create multiple types of calendars. So you can see I've got a lot in here, really easy to add multiple calendars. Over here on the right-hand side of it, this is where you can have a team calendar. So the difference between a team calendar and a regular calendar is a team calendar is going to look across different people of your team. If you want to have people book based on availability or weight people differently, you can do all that in the team calendar. For this, we're just going to look at your normal calendar. So we're going to hit New Calendar. We're going to give this a name. So this might be the Initial Health Coach Assessment. Put that right there. Description, 30-minute health assessment. And this is going to pull their first name. This word here. There we go. So now when someone books this, it's going to pull up their first name, and it's going to be called the 30-minute or the health assessment Zoom call. So this is what's going to show up in the title of there. Now, Zoom only works right now for the team meetings. So what you can do is just paste in like your Zoom link, or I use something called Whereby. You can paste in your Whereby link. This just means when it sends the invite, this is going to be the default link everyone gets. You can also change the color of it. So every time someone books the health coach assessment, it's always going to be this color. They already have this link in here to join, and it's going to have this on their calendar event. So it would say, for example, John Doe, health assessment Zoom call. We're then going to select the linked calendar. So I'm going to say Google, and then it's going to show all my options for Google Calendar. So I'm just going to choose my main, brad@genierocket.com. I'm going to do a two-way sync. What this means is if I make any changes on my actual calendar on Google or make changes on this calendar, they'll both be in sync. Hit save and continue. Now you're left with some basic options here. So this will show the slot duration. So it's a 30-minute call. The slot interval is going to be 30 minutes. If I want a buffer duration in between appointments, I can say if I need a 15-minute buffer if a lot of people are booking, only one appointment per slot, and you can even choose certain appointments per day. You can also choose a scheduling notice. So if you don't want anyone to book the same day, you can say, I want a 1-day minimum scheduling notice and a date range. So this can be like days, weeks, or months. And then the date range is that events can be scheduled over the next few weeks. If you don't want anyone to schedule a month in advance, this is where you can say, I only want them to schedule, maybe 2 weeks in advance or 1 week in advance. So you can set that here. And then finally, your office hours for availability. So this is going to check your calendar first to show when you're available, and then it's going to overlay your office hours. So if you say Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or you can change certain days, or you can apply it to all of them. But this is going to be your basic setup when people are booking with you. Once you get that filled out, you're then going to hit save and continue. And then you're going to go to some form settings. So if you have a custom form you want people to fill out before they book with you, you can actually check and scroll and pick out a form you want someone to fill out. Typically, you won't do that, but if you do, for example, want someone to take the health assessment, fill out that form, and book a call with you, you could use that here. Use a sticky contact means if people already have their contact information in your system, they've already filled out a form, some of that information is already going to be pre-filled out for them to make it easier. If you want to, you can actually have a Stripe appointment. If you're charging for an appointment and you have a Stripe account, you can actually take payment that people will pay you before they book an appointment, which would be pretty nice if people paid you for every appointment they booked, right? We'd all get a little more money a little faster. You can let the calendar auto confirm their appointment. And then I would recommend just putting your email in here. You're going to get calendar notification, but this means you're just going to get a quick email to say, hey, a new appointment's been booked. Also allow Google or Outlook, if you're on Outlook, calendar to send invitation or update emails to attendees. This is all just really helpful to have all these checked to make it as easy as possible for you and for the user for automation. This is what's going to show up inside of that booking calendar event. So it's going to have their phone number, their email, the link to reschedule. Obviously, their name's going to be at the very top. You don't have to do anything right here for Facebook Pixel and custom code. That's a little more advanced. And then you can change the welcome thank you message. After they submit this, you can have whatever message you want here. Or if you have a website you want them to go to, you can have a redirect URL and you just put that right there. We're going to use custom thank you message for now. Hit complete. And now we have the initial health coach assessment. So we can see this new one was created right here. We've got all this information. If I click this blue link, this is going to open up a new tab that is then going to have the calendar inside of that tab. So this is the link that you can share. You can share this inside of your email signature on social media. If you want people to book time with you, this is going to load in your available times that people can select and book. That will send them a notification, you a notification, will be booked on the calendar with a link to jump in and join you on the call. So that is how you connect your calendar through Google or Outlook, how you create a new calendar right here, and then how you can share that link to the calendar. If you do have a website you want to display the calendar on, we do have a little link here called calendar code. So you can select that specific calendar, whatever calendar you've created here, and you can just copy and paste this code, and that will embed that on your actual calendar. And then you have some basic calendar preferences if you want to do 24-hour format, or the start day if you don't want it to be Mondays, all right there. And then the group calendar shows up whenever you go into team management in settings. When you go into team into settings, you can actually add a team. So when you add a team, you can add all the team info. So here's all the people that are a part of it. Here's the team name. And then it will give you calendar team configuration. So you can have a new one. So if we want to do this like test team, I want to add some people from my team on there. I want to give it a name, test team calendar. Test team. Assign contact to the respective calendar team members each time an appointment's booked. So these we want to turn on. We're going to hit save. Going to hit save there. Then what's going to happen is now we've got this test team right here. If I go back into calendars, You can see now we have a test team calendar. So if I was to send someone just this link right here, it's going to look a little bit different. It's going to show me a bigger calendar view, and then it's going to show me availability. Now, first I've got to actually do some configuration there, so let's jump back. So if I went to the test team, you can see now it shows me people in the test team, and you can set priority, medium, high, low priority of how you want to serve this when people are booking. It's going to just choose one of these people. So you can either optimize for equal distribution or optimize for availability. Give this a name. Just going to put some random stuff in here just to show you. Go through the same steps here. We're just going to hit save and continue. We're not going to worry about all that. And now we've got a test team calendar. So if I click that, now you can see I've got a bigger calendar here. I can choose a date and a time. It's going to let me go through the same process. But instead of me picking out an individual that I'm booking with, it's basically going to be I'm looking at the whole team, or it's going to optimize either for availability or for priority. So that is how you do the team calendar. And then last thing I'll show you real quick here on calendar side is once you get that set up, you then have a tab over here called scheduling, and you can hit calendar, and you can actually see all of your calendar events in one place, and this will sync with your Google or Outlook calendar. So you have your full calendar here, and then you even get to see all of your appointments set up here on your calendar. So that is how to set up your calendar, how to sync either Google Calendar or Outlook, how to make it where you're setting your office hours, how you're creating a link to that. You might need to watch this a couple times, and that's okay. Just pause it where you need to. And I hope that helps, and we'll see you on the next Health Coach Accelerator.